think we are good to go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. For those of you guys who haven't already been here, welcome to my channel. Like I'm sure you've already read in the caption, I am selling all of my belongings. And I'm kind of freaking out about it, so let's talk about it. First, I encourage you to grab yourself a cup of tea or a cup of hot water or a cup of coffee, whatever you drink, grab a glass, join me, because I've got a story for you, my friends. One of the things that I've really noticed with like this spiritual journey and this positive train and this be positive all the time, be happy all the time thing is that it kind of sells you like a lie, right? Like I've been really exploring myself for like the last 3 years now, really diving into who I am, what I want to do, what my passion is, what I want to do for the rest of my life. As a lot of people my age have, I'm 22, so I feel like I'm in this time where people my age are really just trying to figure out what the heck life is. What are we doing here? What is all of this? And so I've kind of been on that path for about 3 years now where I'm like, what is this? Like, what is going on? What's the bigger picture? I'm very much like centered in the bigger picture type of person. So it's very hard for me to do anything that is outside of what I feel like I came here to do. So when I started this path of self-discovery, it's all sunshine and rainbows when you first start, right? Like everybody's positive, everybody's sending you love, everybody's sending you light, I'm sending everybody love, I'm sending everybody light, I don't want to be around toxic people anymore, blah, 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 blah. But then you start to realize, okay, so the toxic people that I was surrounding myself around just happen to be a reflection of the toxic person that I am. That was probably one of my biggest ego deaths. I am like, I'm not that great of a person. I should probably figure out how to change that. Also, side note, very sorry for my dry sarcasm, but this is literally how it was for me. Like, I was just in a really bad place in my life. I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was going to college, taking a bunch of classes I didn't like, nor did I... Okay, that's a lie. All of them I thought were interesting, but I just knew that that wasn't my path. I was like, I am here to do something different. I don't know what the heck it is. Fast forward 3 years later, here we are. I'm a yoga instructor. I've been a yoga instructor for a little bit over a year now, and when you first start that path, you're like, yes, law of attraction, I'm gonna manifest the crap out of everything that I want in life. And while I've been pretty successful in doing that, it also comes with a price, right? Like more freedom comes more responsibility, you've heard that one before, yada yada. But it's actually very true. Like the more that I've realized that my thoughts kind of project what I'm seeing in my day-to-day life, and I've really taken the time to self-develop and really figure out how to say where I'm wrong, really figure out how to be like, alright, this isn't the life I want to live. What the heck am I doing right now that's not making me happy? I've learned how to really take responsibility for my energy and what I'm putting out, because I used to be that self-victimizing person, that person that was like, everything is happening to me, all bad things happen to me, I'm so unlucky, you know, just like these negative mantras that after a few years of telling yourself become a part of your everyday life. You find that you aren't happy, and when I decided to put the happiness back in my hands, that was when I was like, okay, I need to make a few changes. I'm definitely not happy because of things that I'm doing in my life. So here we are again a few years later, and I am truly living the dream, you guys. Like I don't want to say that in like a way that's like I'm super prideful and like I have everything that I want, because I definitely do not. I'm definitely very hardworking when it comes to the things that I've had and the things that I've kind of accumulated over the last 5 or 6 years. I moved out of my house when I was like 17, out of my parents' house when I was like 17. So that in itself was a really big step forward into where I'm kind of going in my life. I've always just been a very headstrong person. When I want something, I go and get it. That's just how I am. It does kind of take a little bit of time to realize, hey, you know, I'm kind of messing up. I need to fix this, and then we fix it, right? I'm about to make one of the biggest changes and one of the biggest sacrifices for myself that I've ever had to make. I've lived pretty much in New Mexico my entire life. This summer I have the beautiful opportunity to be a part of Passion Yoga School. I'm going to be taking my 300-hour yoga teacher training out there, and as I am so excited, I'm also having to work through a lot spiritually. I'm also really having to take everything that I've learned and really put it into practice and really learn how to stay present so that I don't freak out about all of the little things, you know, that come with that come with leaving the country, that come with being away from home, that come with moving away. I mean, I'm not really moving away. I'm only going to be there for like a little less than 2 months, but still, that's a very big life change. That's a very big thing that I'm doing. I didn't really realize how big of a thing that I'm doing actually was until a couple weeks ago when I was talking to my mom, and we're, you know, just kind of gabbing about my trip, and she says something along the lines of, "You're so brave. Like, I don't know how you do the things that you do." She says, "I was so afraid of everything my whole life, so I didn't do anything like that. Like, I just can't believe your courage sometimes." And that really just kind of hit me, and I was like, wow, like I didn't really see it as that. I follow a lot of influencers and a lot of yogis and a lot of women who travel by themselves all the time. I follow a lot of people who have just completely uprooted their normal life and gone and lived out their purpose. And so while that's very inspiring, I think that I kind of like got like a little tunnel vision with following these types of influencers, because then I kind of started comparing my life to that and saying, okay, like this isn't really a big deal. I'm just going out of the country. This is my first country. This person's been to 96 countries. But the more that I've really detached from my social media and from kind of letting so much influence my psyche, I've realized that I'm actually making a really big decision. I'm actually making a really big step. I'm going literally to the middle of the jungle for a good 7 weeks, and I'm fully immersing myself in my passion. I'm fully immersing myself in this all-intensive experience that's very much just by myself. I'll be very much in solitude. Like, yes, there will be other women who are also taking the teacher training, but for the most part, I'm by myself, you know? And so with that kind of comes a lot of cleansing. We're taught in yoga that with every breath you're kind of clearing space, right? Every inhale you're kind of straightening out a little bit more. Every exhale you're kind of getting deeper into a pose. I mean, you can kind of play with that as you will, right? But I really like to think of that in my life too. I'm always clearing space so that something new can come. Had I not let go of a lot of personalities and a lot of people that I embodied in previous years, I would not have been able to come into the person that I am today. I would not have been able to find myself. And so that's what I mean by like kind of clearing space. If you want to take that out of yoga and take that into the context of your life, you know, where are you clearing space so that you can bring new opportunity into your life? And so over the last literally year, I've had so much cleanse out of my life. I got out of a pretty serious relationship. I've really had to work through that. I was with this person for 3 years, so I feel like I really identified myself with that person and the environment that I was in rather than kind of stepping into myself. And I think that that's kind of where I got a lot of headbutting with myself, essentially, was that I knew that I wanted something more for myself, and I knew that I didn't want to be in that position for the rest of my life. I was very unhappy within myself, and it reflected in my relationship. I wasn't able to be happy with my partner. I wasn't able to appreciate my partner in a way that they should be appreciated. It really taught me so much as far as the person that I want to be in my life and the type of influencer that I want to be. I'm lucky enough to have been able to build 2 amazing platforms that I've really just built on my truth. On both Instagram and Twitter, I'm very lucky and very blessed to be able to influence more than a few thousand people, and I am so grateful for that. The fact that my words can resonate, that my story can resonate with somebody else is really all I've ever wanted as an influencer. Even before I really got into YouTube, I've been wanting to do YouTube videos for, I want to say, a good 4 or 5 years before I actually started doing them. But see, I really had to clear that space. I couldn't start YouTube where I was at because I wasn't really happy with my life. Sure, my spiritual journey had just started and I was super optimistic and super happy about it. I wasn't a very happy person within. So I've really had to, over the last few years, find happiness within myself so that when I am speaking to you through YouTube, through Twitter, through Instagram, whatever it is that I'm influencing, I've really had to make the conscious decision that I want to share my truth, my whole truth, with you guys, which has led me to where I'm at today. I'm getting rid of pretty much everything that I own other than a table, some kitchen stuff, and my mattress, and I'm making my dreams come true. Before I even started teaching, I knew that I wanted to travel the world and teach yoga, and I wanted to travel the world and have an influence on others and maybe give workshops. And I've always wanted to be a public speaker, share my stories, share my dreams, my passions. I've always wanted to do that with the the intention of inspiring others. I feel like this is the first true step that I'm taking towards that dream and towards that goal. Everything that this yoga school includes is everything that I've been wanting to learn over the last 2 years since I really started to deepen my yoga practice. And I am so blessed. I am so blessed to have even been able to manifest that. And I think that had I not cleared a lot of the space in my life in order to be able to hold such an important role, I wouldn't be where I am today. I've had to let go of friends, situations, people, places, things. And so right now I'm having like this internal battle, especially because I've bounced around a lot. I bounced around kind of from home to home, especially in my later teens, but I've definitely never really been in one place for too long. Like I grew up in one city, but I moved around that city so much that I'm kind of very used to having to like move and be uncomfortable and live in small spaces and whatnot. So this is like the first time, my first apartment that I've really grounded down. I've really set some roots and I'm comfortable, and so this has really shaken me up a little bit in my own security, and I've really had to reanalyze my security and remember that I am secure within. Looking at all my things and knowing that none of them are going to be mine anymore has kind of freaked me out a little bit, and I didn't really think that I was so attached to material things until I've had to start clearing space. And like, yes, I'm kind of freaking out about it, but at the same time, I have to remember the end goal, and I have to remember that it's okay. Like, this is just stuff, right? Like, this table, it's just a piece of wood on another piece of wood. Making the decision to get rid of all of my stuff almost came immediately. Like, I didn't really question it. I didn't start looking at storage units. I didn't really even think about a storage. Even my mom was like, do you want to get like a storage for a little while? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I have no idea, but I know that I want to sell all of my stuff. She did not, however, let me sell my kitchen stuff because her and I bought a lot of that stuff together. So I totally understand that. And when I get back, I do want to have like some kitchen stuff, just some essentials, a bed to sleep on when I get back. But this is the first time that I'm really just allowing myself to let go. I feel like I've built an attachment to Albuquerque and to New Mexico because, you know, I've lived here my whole life. So being in a position where I feel almost uncomfortable has really made me search for the comfort in that. You know, yes, I'm getting rid of all of my stuff. Yes, I'm, you know, taking this journey that a lot of people are like, what the heck are you doing? You know, I'm going by myself to another country that I've never been to. Never been out of the country before in my life, selling all my stuff, and I'm just gonna go do yoga in the jungle for 5 weeks. Like, I don't know when this became my life. So to say that I'm living the dream, I feel like is finally materializing for me. Like, I've wanted this for so long. I've really truly wanted this. I've really manifested this. I've done millions of vision boards about it. I've written about it everywhere. Anytime that I wanted to travel, I was like, who's coming with me? We're going. Never really, you know, made out of the country, but you have to start somewhere. And so that's one thing that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about today too, is, you know, manifestation. When things start really rolling, are you ready to roll with the punches? And that's something that I've had to ask myself, like, what the heck am I doing, and am I ready to do this? And even just sitting here feeling the excitement that I feel like I'm getting just because I'm about to go on this trip has really been like, yes, dude, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I have this opportunity, and I'm so grateful. I have been, y'all, let me tell you, I have been through the ringer in my life. I have experienced the highs, the lows, the depressions, the anxieties. I have been through it all. And to be where I am today because of myself, and knowing that, yes, a lot of people have influenced my journey, and yes, a lot of people have truly inspired me, the work that I've had to do internally was all my decision. The work that I've had to do over the last few years was a majority of the time by myself. I had to really get to know myself, be comfortable within myself enough to even be able to do something like this. And a lot of people have like questioned me, like, are you scared? You know, you're going by yourself, have kind of pushed some projections of like fear and stuff on me. And I've created like this energetic wall of like nothing is coming into my field that has any type of doubt as to where I am going. And it's really been helping me because like I said, I was dealing with a little bit of projections and people's fears. Totally normal. This isn't something that everybody does normally at my age. So you know what? I get it. I get the fear. I get everything behind it. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited to put myself in this position because I very much am the type of person that I learn from my solitude, I learn from my life, I learn through my own experiences, and I'm ready to learn a little bit more about myself. I feel like I've kind of gotten comfortable here, I'm like, all right, I've kind of set down some roots. I kind of have like a little community now of like people who are like-minded, and we're all kind of, on the same wave. We're like, I'm comfortable. And so I think that it's very important to kind of shake that foundation up every once in a while. It's very like root chakra oriented, but definitely like your foundation needs to be shaken in order for you to really just figure out what you want to do and figure out that you can do what you want to do. I feel like if I were to listen to people's fears and projections and worries, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But instead, I'm choosing to look at the bigger picture. I'm going to come back a 500-hour certified yoga instructor, 22 years old. That is something that I am very proud of. One of my older brothers became a yoga instructor a few years ago, and I was not even thinking about yoga at the time. Like, I honestly don't even think I had heard of the word yoga until my brother started doing yoga. And so being there and being here is just, I don't know, like I'm so proud of myself. I'm doing it, I've manifested this. Yes, a lot of spaces had to clear, and yes, it didn't happen the way that I thought it would, or I'm not going to the country that I thought I would be going to when I first went out of the country. But that's where expectations just have to fly out the window, right? If you're trying to manifest your dreams and you're trying to manifest your passions, your goals, you have to be open to how that looks for you. And I think that that is so, so, so important, because had I just been stuck on the idea that I was going to go to Europe and backpack the first time I go out of the country, or the fact that I was going to meditate in a few different places and learn different things about yoga, I feel like I've now found something that incorporates all of that. I'm traveling, I'm learning yoga, I'm diving deeper into myself, and I'm learning more modalities that I can really use to help hold more space for people. And so I'm excited. This is a wonderful time for me. And yes, I'm going through a lot of change, and yes, it can be extremely uncomfortable sometimes. I'm all in. I've also really developed a faith within a higher power and a faith within, an energy that is beyond myself, in order to know that I'm gonna be okay. Everything has worked out so divinely and so perfectly for this trip that I know everything is going to go and be just fine. And that's something that I have to tell myself when my mind kind of tries to go negative, and they're like, Andy, what the heck are we doing, man? I'm like, dude, chill. We got it covered. We're going and we're flowing, my friend. And so those are the times when I just have to remind myself that I am in fact exactly where I'm supposed to be. I could get choked up just talking about it, because seeing myself from where I was to where I am today is very inspiring, and I hope to share more of that story with you guys. I don't know if you guys have any questions about my life that you want to get answered, or if I should just do a video about things that I've been through and addictions that I've struggled with, and some of my darkest times. Maybe that would kind of help any of you guys that are in darkness kind of pull yourself out of it. And if that's something that you want to see, leave a comment down below, and I would love to talk about some of my experiences, because it's not always positive, and it's not always light and love and manifestations and law of attraction. Like, I feel like when you sign up for the spiritual path, you're like, yes, sunshine, rainbows, 24/7, spirit guides, angels, I'm about it. Like, you sign the paper here and you're like, yes, this is now my spiritual life. And then real life hits you, and you remember that you're human, and you remember that yes, you have a spirit and you're a spiritual being. There's a lot going on out here in the real world, and it's important to humble yourself and just remember that you go through struggles. Life isn't always easy, but if you have a dream and you have a goal, know that you can pursue it. Yes, it may be a little bit uncomfortable on the way there, but I feel like my life is living proof, if only to myself, that it's possible. It's possible to have a faith within yourself, and have a faith within a higher power, so much so that you can allow that to guide you. And the more that I've really tuned into myself and to my angels and to my faith, I've really opened up so many doors that I didn't even think were possible. And so I'm really excited to kind of take you guys on this journey with me. Over the 5 weeks that I'm in school, I don't know how much footage I'll be able to get, but I do kind of want to do a little bit of vlog styles before, kind of showing you guys how I'm getting rid of all my stuff and showing you guys kind of what that looks like. I put a lot of things on like Let Go and you know, those little seller apps, but I'm having a yard sale and I kind of want to get some clips of that and show you guys how this is all kind of coming about. And so I'm really excited. I hope that you guys stick with me. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button. I would love for you guys to be a part of my soul family and whatever it is that I'm trying to do here. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to get notified anytime I post videos, YouTube has like these little algorithms that just like to mess with you. So if you want to see some of the videos that I post, go ahead and get notified by hitting the little bell down below. Thank you guys so much for just letting me chat and be super open and be super raw with you guys. I really appreciate you guys just letting me do that, letting me be myself whatever social media platform I decide to take. So thank you guys. Day, night, sunshine, rain, the moon, whatever time it is, I hope that it is fantastic, and I will see you guys next time.